Day to one and all, and once again, warm welcome. So, few words about Mrs. Sasiraj Mehta Madam. Just a small introduction about her. She is an electronic engineer by academics, entrepreneur for a decade, teaching and practicing meditation and yogic practice for last 15 years. She is into amazing world of astrology for past few years. She loves traveling, reading and music, and she's an amazing person. Thank you.
Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Pranams to all my gurus who are sitting here and all my ICAS family. So patiently listening to all the lectures from the starting till now. And they need so much of patience and tolerance, isn't it? So we as students need to pay more attention for all the knowledge that is being given to you. And such wonderful knowledge we got today. They say, if when you chant some nice big mantras like Lalita Sahasranamam, Vishnu Sahasranamam, you should sit, close your eyes and sit so that that sinks in. That vibration sinks in. So what Rana Datta did was that only. We just closed our eyes, listened to that nice music and thoda man shant ho gaya, isn't it? It was very nice. So you must be thinking, what is this, such a different topic? So today let's talk just about us astrologers, okay? Newcomers who are already into it, and of course we have all our gurus here. So what I feel is everything is given, maybe we need a password for that, for those things to open up. And what is the password? Happiness. Happiness is not jumping with joy. Happiness is just staying calm. I think we need that from in every day-to-day lives also, isn't it? What we do, if I ask you, what will make you happy? What will you say? Yeah, Subhe, if I get a hot cup of coffee, that will make me happy. Isn't it? Small things. That happiness which stays for a small time, but all of us need it very badly, right? Or you may say, if my son gets a drop in the school, I'll get happy. I'll be happy, right? When will you be happy if I ask you? You'll say, okay, when my son completes his education, or my husband gets promotion, the long-term ones, right? But in every way, today also see, if I ask you, why are you here? What will you say? I want to learn something. Why do you want to learn something? You want to spread the knowledge. Why do you want to spread the knowledge? To benefit others. What are you going to get out of that? Happiness, right? We all do anything which we do for happiness. Isn't it? Yeah. By whether, starting from childhood, education, then we go for a job, all this, build a house, isn't it? Then marry our children. All this is, the ultimate goal is happiness. So I feel as astrologers, it's very important for us to have that feeling of happiness which stays. Usually in our day-to-day life, it passes on, it's there for some time, then it goes off, isn't it? So it needs to stay. A very beautiful incident, one of my son's friends had come home. They had just finished their studying and all that. So I just asked them, are you happy? So he said, ma'am, one of the boys said, I have a 5-point program. If all my 5 points are completed, I'll be happy. Very interesting, I said, okay. Youngsters, they have different ideas. He said, I want a 5-figure salary, 4-story building, 3 cars, 2 children, 1 wife. Okay. He said, when I get all these 5 things, I'll be the happiest person. Okay. After some time, I met him. And naturally, I asked him, Kya hua? Are you happy? He just kept quiet. Again, I asked him, Kya hua? Have you achieved them? He said, yeah, I have achieved them. Fir kya hua? I think I was happier before. Ye sab mila, but I was happier before all this, before I got all this. Okay, actually that is not very clear. I am not able to say it. I'll just do it. So, see, we cannot always, that word always should not be there. I always want to be happy. That always aap nikal do, I'm happy, that is always there. Because you just look around. Is anything always there? We have opposites in nature. We have opposites around us. Summer, winter, night and day. One comes, the other goes. One comes, the other goes. It cannot be permanent. Similarly, happiness also cannot be permanent. Isn't it? We are in search. So, being in equanimity, anything happens good, we become so happy. Anything goes bad, we just lose our cool. Both ways, whom is it harming? It's harming us, nobody else, isn't it? So I feel as astrologers, we need to cultivate this state of mind where we are at a particular equanimity level all the time, irrespective of the circumstances around you, irrespective of your relationship with others. Because again, happiness is so relative. See, now today we'll be giving the medals. There are 10, 12 students in a class. 1 or 2 will be getting. For them it is happiness. What about the others? For them, they're not happy about that. So happiness is again so relative, isn't it? Now, again, if I tell you, it's very easy to say, Hamisha khush rakha karo, santoshanga undandi. Is it possible? It's not possible at the level of the mind. Because we are not used to it. We think anything bad goes, we have to be sad. That is one thing, we have been brought up with that belief system. Isn't it? Anything goes wrong, suddenly we feel so sad. Anything goes happy, of course, thodi der ke liye we all become happy. Right? Okay, tell me one thing. Who is your best friend? Somebody who is with you from the time of your birth till you leave. Anybody here? Who is your best friend? Who is with you all the 24/7, even when you're sleeping, when you're awake, when you're doing work, when you're laughing, when you're crying? Well, let me tell, your breath. Isn't it? Nobody else is with you all the time, neither your family, nor your children, nor, best friend. Your breath is your best friend. And the second point is, just look at your breath when you're angry. Watch it. It changes. Watch your breath when you're scared. Right? Watch your breath when you're happy. Watch your breath when you're calm. So you see the connectivity between your breath and your mind, your emotions. As soon as your emotions change, your breath changes. Isn't it? Have you watched? See, breath is so close to us, but we have never given it a thought also. कभी-कभी लगता है I have to be grateful to God कि breathing is going on its own. Otherwise, we'll forget to breathe also. Then we are off. Isn't it? It's a boon that breath is happening all the time. Isn't it? So our emotions are so much connected to the breath. What does it mean? If your emotions can change your breath can change your emotions, isn't it? It's like flying a kite, right? How you balance that. They say there is an outer world which you see with all your 5 senses. Na? Always, bahya prapancha jisko bolte hain. And you have an inner world, which very few people look at, which we don't look at ourselves. Because we are so engaged with seeing, hearing, talking, what is going around. Just one step, you need to just turn over and look at yourself. So I won't call it spirituality, because spirituality means people get very, what is this? Abhi to hum itna chote hain, we'll do it at 60, 70. Not necessary. Spirituality is just being in equanimity. And it has to, the earlier you begin, the better it is. Right? What happens when the outside world and the inside world, when there is a harmony, when there is a connectivity, when they are in harmony, then your mind is at a state of equanimity. And you are doing this for yourself. You're not doing it for anybody else. We should remember that. Because our mind is our mind. They say mind your mind. We don't do that. We do everything else, but we don't mind our mind. Isn't it? That's so, so important. Okay. What happens when you are distressed, angry, all these things, these are all negative emotions. They, in the long run, they become diseases. Somewhere something has gone wrong because you have been keeping them inside, storing, just it turns into some, and nowadays it's such a common disease, blood pressure, sugar. It's become so common. 70% people. Sorry. I remember when I used to travel by train, after food, no, we all used to, mithai ka dabba nikal ke we used to take all the co-passengers. आजकल क्या है? दवाइयाँ का डिब्बा. Everybody opens a medicine box. Everybody, 4 गोली, 6 गोली. It's become a common thing. And that time they used to ask us, बिना चाय का शक्कर चाहिए क्या? आज क्या पूछते हैं? शक्कर वाली चाय चाहिए क्या? It's so different, no? This last 15, 20 years, that is the reason. All because of the state of mind which we are, you know. That's one of the main reasons. Okay, how many of us are here now? Are we all here? Are we all here? Yes? Okay. See, we all like stories, no? It's not a story. I'll tell you a small incident. 3 people were going for a joyride in a helicopter. You have the small rides, you know, during those exhibitions and all that. 5-6 minutes, 5-6 minutes. And just after 3-4 minutes, the pilot says, there is some snag in that, it's going to fall off. Right? I have 3 parachutes. Like he was such an irresponsible pilot, you know. He said, I'm taking one and jumping off. 2 are there, you 3 decide what you want. Who are the 3? There was a priest, schoolmaster, and 1 student. Okay, this person jumped off. Abhi तीनों बैठे हैं. Now the priest was in such a hurry. He said, no, God has sent me to give sermons, to serve people, to bring them knowledge. I can't die at such a young age. He takes a helicopter and jumps off. बच गए दोनों. Now these 2 people, the schoolmaster was very, matured person. He said, Beta, I am already 60 plus. I have seen the world. Don't worry about me. You take a helicopter and you go. It's okay. So that boy just smiles. He says, how can you smile at such a time? They are in such a do-or-die situation is there. So he says, Master, that priest, no, in a hurry, he took my school bag and jumped. So abhi hamare paas 2 parachutes hain. Instead of the parachute, he took my school bag. So that is the state of our mind. We are never in the present moment. Mind kahin chal raha hai. Isn't it? So even before me also, sir and all had spoken so much about all these things, no? About the mind, about your speech, about your thoughts. Everything is so connected to each other. Now, we have points to ponder. What are the points to ponder? Okay, present topic. Today's topic was about astrology. We all know the astrology has come to us as a dialogue between the Saptarishis and Ma Parvati. Definitely, no? In form of different shlokas, which had to be decoded and given to us. And what happened in previously, like last so many years, it has been totally changed. They are not following the methodology. Otherwise, rishis used to give the predictions in a very chronological order. Na? Birth hua, uske baad 12 years, after 12 years what will happen, education, shadi, one after the one. So people never had to go again to an astrologer unless some emergency arises. It was like that. So now, what are we doing now? Are we following that order? That this question has to be asked. From the last so many years, things have totally changed, isn't it? What kind of reading are we doing now? Are we following the methodology of the rishis? Especially, you know, it's a very funny case. I mean, I know some astrologers in Bombay, like especially when it comes to reading our own charts. One guy came to know when his son was born, he's going to be kidnapped. Okay, he goes with a chart to one astrologer, another astrologer. Everybody confirms it. And this guy, 6 mahine, 1 saal, he was okay. He couldn't keep. He told his wife also. Our son, only son. Now imagine their plight. Year after year, they were in that tension only. He's going to be kidnapped. And today he's 40, not being kidnapped. Okay. The question is not about astrology, right or wrong. The question is their state of mind. How much hell they created for themselves. Isn't it? Had they been equanimous, they would have definitely found some other answer or some other way of dealing with it. Now that person says, now this is okay. Now I have come to know I'm going to be paralytic. Now another tension has started. He's scared when he's going to become paralytic. Okay, so not only for others, even for our own reading, we become so skeptical, you know. Now, why does this happen? Because Nobody stressed that astrology is a spiritual science. See, religion and spirituality are two different things. Religion is in the family which you are born, isn't it? You get that religion, your mother, father. But spirituality is every religion leads you to spirituality. So that is the difference. Religion is more about rituals, mantras, whatever people do. Spirituality is more about yourself. So khud ko sadhana, they tell, no? How do you equanimity, you come into equanimity. That is spirituality. So it is not a thing which has to be waited till old age to be done. You need it. Science and spirituality, both are sides of the same coin. We should remember that. Science is no different from spirituality. Science is the outer world. All the technology, starting from the toothpaste in the morning till the ACs you put on, or the coils, mosquito coils that you put, all that is technology. That is all science. Spirituality is what you are within you. That is spirituality. That is the only difference between them. Your inner being. Okay. That's why they say, in English, why they say human beings. First, be what you are. We are in the rat race of becoming something. We want to become something. We want to compete with somebody. We want to reach a goal. First, be what you are. Be a human being. That knowledge is very, very important. Okay, we have, I have to cut it short, so otherwise we can just go on talking about this. So we have to follow certain, you can call it 4 pillars of sadhana. Sadhana means sadhana, mera dhan, it's my wealth. What I do, it's my wealth which will go with me. My bank balance, my children's education, my money, nothing is going to go with me. What I do for myself, uplift myself spiritually, that goes with me. Okay, so in sadhana, what you have? First you have kriya. Kriya is what? Doing some, like I said, breath is connected to your emotions. You need to do some pranayama, definitely. I mean, we need not talk because there is so much available on the YouTube. You can follow anything, but it is a must that you must do it. First is kriya. Second is charya. What is charya? All your dinacharya, from morning to evening, a disciplined dinacharya. You have to be disciplined. Whether you're lighting a lamp, whether you're doing puja, whether you're doing chanting, you're doing japa, you're doing all these things, it has to be disciplined. And it has to be dirgha kale. In our shastras it is written, anything you do, you have to do dirgha kale. You can't do 2 days, chodo, fir kabhi yaad aaya, okay, we'll do it after 10 days. No, that's not going to work. It has to be dirgha kale, with consistency. And the third is dhyana, the most important thing. All of our seniors our gurus had spoken about it. Meditation is so, so important. Don't think meditation is doing something. Meditation is not doing something, which is so difficult. Because we are all karma yogis, no? From the time we get up till we sleep, something we are doing. कुछ ना कुछ तो करते रहते हैं. लेटे भी हैं तो mind चलता रहता है. Something we are doing. So dhyana is not doing anything. Just 5 minutes, just sit down 5 minutes, close your eyes. You begin with 5 minutes. You can slowly increase. Then you see that you feel the difference. You know what is dhyana? Another word I can tell you. We take bath every day. We cleanse our body. Have you ever thought of cleansing your mind? Have you ever thought? Like we don't even know mind carries so much of garbage with it. All past impressions. I think all of us have experienced, no? Anybody tells some good words, we overlook. But anybody tells one bad word, we hold on. Right? And we hold on for so many years. मैं कैसे भूल सकती हूँ उसने मेरे को 10 साल पहले गाली दिया था. Isn't it? Our mind holds on to the negative. So that is where meditation plays a very important role. It lets you free. No? Your mind becomes clean. And after the fourth one is, this all are said in the Bhagavad Gita also. I am putting it in a shorter way. Fourth one is Gyan, knowledge. Knowledge of the above 3 things. About your kriya, about your charya, about your dharma. Once you get knowledge of these 3 things, you are free, totally free. What is freedom? You tell me. Everybody talks about freedom, no? Mukti chahiye, freedom chahiye, enlightenment chahiye. What is that actually? Nobody is binding you. You are binding yourself. Isn't it? So freedom from your own thoughts, freedom from your own boundaries. Freedom is like, you have been studying for the exams. How do you feel on the last day of the exam? When you write and come, that's freedom. You feel so free, no? It's like that only. So for that, and one more thing. Every spiritual person may not be an astrologer, but every astrologer need to be a spiritual person. It's very, very important. Right? Because, yeah. See, for me, after coming into astrology, I tell my experience, more than the prediction part, I agree prediction is a part, but the knowledge that astrology has opened up for me, it has taught me so many things. Acceptance, tolerance. You know this person is like that, you can't do anything about it. You have to accept it. You can't do anything, isn't it? So that you have learned, this is not spiritual. What is spiritual? Doing these things is spiritual. Isn't it? Being free from everything, from all your kalmasha, from all your negative thoughts, all your anger towards anybody, irritation towards anybody, accepting somebody, all this comes under. And what happens when you do all this? Our subject, astrology, is a divine subject. We all agree, right? We are dealing with divinity. So there has to be a little iota of divinity within us also, to understand that, to understand the vibrations of the planets. Isn't it? It's a divine subject. So that, we have the Ansha Paramatma, everybody has a little bit. We need to invoke that divinity and improve our aura. By doing all these 4 pillars, dhyana, kriya, charya, meditation, you develop your aura. Everybody has got an aura, you know that? So you develop that positive aura. Now see, somebody comes to you for consultation. We all know, your Saturn is your Saturn, his Venus is his Venus, my Jupiter is my Jupiter. How many people are there? So many Saturn, Venus, Jupiter are there, isn't it? Every chart, it plays a different role. So maybe when somebody's come to you, it may be opposite to what is in your chart. How are you going to protect yourself? You create an aura, develop a very good aura. So then you won't be affected, you can help others also. So why basically astrologers are supposed to be guide, teacher, healer, spiritual master, everything. Isn't it? That's our responsibility, no? We have to do all those things. It's not just read the chart and tell them. We play a very big role. Counselor, we play a very big role. It's a very big responsibility for all of us. So towards ourselves, our responsibility is refine ourselves, uplift ourselves. That happiness we need to be. Happiness is what? A state of mind where you are equanimous. All the time. Not ki coffee mila to khush ho gaye and something else. No, that state has to be there always. So that is spirituality. And I have a very beautiful, very soon I'll end it up in 5 minutes, shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. What he says is, Ashtavakra Gita, many of us must be knowing, out of the 18 Gitas, we have 18 Gitas, this is one of the best. Ashtavakra, we have the Bhagavad Gita, Uddhav Gita, Guru Gita, so many are there. But this was a knowledge given to King Janaka, who was already an enlightened soul. So you can imagine what is the height of knowledge given in that, in the Ashtavakra Gita. Okay, there what he says, Ashtavakra says, Muktim Ichchasi Cheta, Vishayan Vishayatyaja, then Kshama, Ajva, Daya, Tosha, Satyam. These 5 are, it's really attracted me, you know. The 5 qualities, what are they? Kshama, forgiveness, Arjya, tolerance, Daya, compassion, Tosha, means Santosh Rehna, Satyam, truth comes last. Right? So it says, if you are seeking liberation, shun the objects of senses like poison. Practice tolerance, sincerity, compassion, contentment, and truth. These are the things you need to follow. Now, coming to the end of it, we all know, after learning astrology also, life moves in cycles and circles, isn't it? You have a Jupiter 12-year cycle, you have a Saturn 30-year cycle, Rahu Ketu 18-year cycle. They keep moving in cycles. And we all know astrology is based on karma theory. You cannot get away from that, although I'm not supposed to speak on karma today. But definitely we all know the rationale of astrology is karma theory, isn't it? We all know the karma, the laws of karma are universal. For everybody it is the same, unchanged. It is always the same, 1,000 years before, 1,000 years afterwards. They're not going to change, isn't it? So, Again, I end up with this only, creating a strong aura by practicing meditation and yoga, pranayama. It empowers you with a stable state of mind. Create your own destiny with powerful thoughts. Sir had also told us, Anjaneya sir told us, your thought is so powerful. Create a nice destiny. You can create your own destiny. Have powerful thoughts. That powerful thoughts are possible only when you do these spiritual practices. Otherwise, it's not possible. You will never get good thoughts. You will never get clarity in thoughts. You need to do all this. And one more thing, if I'll end up with again a karma story. Here again, as Sir said, purity in thought, word, action. Manasa, vacha, karmana. You have purity in all this, things will definitely work out the way you want. It's very important. So if somebody asks what is karma, it's not good or bad. Karma is action. From the time you get up, it's there. But how it works, it's again a secret. No, we cannot know everything. They say in Hindi, kuch jaan ke chalo, kuch maan ke chalo. Some we can know, some we cannot know. Right? So what is karma theory? Somebody told very beautifully. One person went, somebody told him, Ganga, if you go to Ganga, all your sins are washed away. He went to the Ganga. Then he was a little high IQ guy. He thought, Ganga, she's taken all my sins. What is she going to do with it? So he goes and asks River Ganga, what are you going to do? Mere paap ka kya karoge aap? What are you going to do? She says, मैं तो बहने वाली हूँ. I keep flowing. I don't stay at one place. I don't keep anything. I'm a giver. I give all the sins to the ocean, samudra ko. Okay, then he goes to the samudra. Then he says, what are you going to do with this? आप क्या करोगे इसका? Then the samudra says, मैं तो इतना विशाल हूँ, इतना पाप यहाँ आ जाता है. I cannot handle it. I pass it away to the clouds. Okay, then he goes to the clouds. वो भी जिद्दी आदमी है. He wants an answer for that. He goes to the clouds and asks, what do you do with me, all my paap ka gatri? What are you doing with that? The cloud very coolly says, wherever you are, I am going to rain on you. Okay, wherever you are, मैं बारिश बन के तुम्हारे ऊपर ही गिरूंगा. So wherever the paap has gone, has come back to him only. So very simple theory कि whatever we do, it will come back to you. The flip side of the story is nobody told us कि पुण्य भी धुल जाते हैं. When we go and bathe in the Ganga, even your punya goes. Again, that punya also comes back as rain on you. I mean, the simple way of explaining the karma theory. Okay? Yeah. I hope I was able to convey a little bit what I felt. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you, Shashi ji, to enlighten us. Why astrology for ourselves, the use of astrology. Yeah, please, Shashi ji, please wait. Which are the two passed out students want to honor all the chapter chairpersons and faculty? In the process, I request which are the two students, Bhagyalakshmi and Madhuri, to honor Shashi madam. One more announcement is from this Wednesday, again we are starting the webinar series. Yeah, all of you please attend without fail, and if you have not registered your email ID, please send to us.